Okay, so before we start, I just want to say that I might repeat some words and phrases because I can talk like a normal person. And I will be showing either only images of the scenes in this movie or just show brief clips because I don't want to get copyright strikes because of YouTube, because this site really doesn't like me. Anyway, enjoy! Hey, it's me. I'm Carl or Laura or however you know me, and I'm here to talk to you about Cat City or Macskafogó in its original title. And yes, I am Hungarian, and I don't think I have ever mentioned that, but yeah, I'm Hungarian. I speak Hungarian, and yeah. So where to start off? Well, first I think this movie can't really be criticized because this movie is Hungary's magnum opus, and Kisuk is Hungary's worst animated movie ever, but that's another story for another day. And now you might be asking, but Carl, what about the movie itself? Don't worry, Paul, I was just about to start.
Jöjjön közelebb, safran.
Jaj, ne, uram, könyörgök.
So it's technically a James Bond parody, but with furries. It was directed by Tarnowski Béla and written by Nepjurev, and surprisingly, it also has an official English dub for all you non-Hungarian folks. So I'll be putting the English version in the description. Although it's not that good because they changed the names and took away the bad boy charm from Mr. Teifel's voice. So also, did you know that they made a comic, a board game, and a musical out of this movie?
Egyáltalán nem, uram.
Megnyugtatott.
So what is this movie exactly about? What kind of topics does the movie tackle? Well, it's racism. It's technically racism between the cats and mice, and sometimes the rats, but we only see like 4 of them, so yeah. Also these Mexican bats who look really stereotypical, but this movie was made in the 1980s, so I'm just gonna ignore that for the sake of the video. But seriously, this movie is basically about the cats and the mice hating each other. So the mice hire Nick Grabowski to get the blueprints for this giant robotic dog to make the cats less wild by putting ribbons on them. I don't know. It's weird, but I think they look cute in them. But of course, the cats and the Fritz Teufel are trying to stop them from building it, of course. While Grabowski travels in Tokyo, they also send a police officer mouse called Lazy Dick on a plane rides to like prevent any suspicions or something. But it crash lands in a jungle, and he meets these stereotypical Mexican bats who wanna eat him at first, but they actually decide not to after they hear how well Dick can play on his little trumpet, and the trumpet solo is actually pretty good. Meanwhile, Mr. Teufel hired 4 gangster rats, Buddy, Billy, Cookie, and Pissy, to catch Grabowski, and they fuck it up so badly. They fuck it up. So Mr. Teufel ends up capturing Grabowski and another mouse who becomes his wife at the end. And then he takes them to Giovanni Gatto, the president of the Cat Association or something. But the Mexican bats and Lazy Dick save the day, and the cats kept their cute little ribbons. There was also a second movie with the same premise, but some native cats that were so wild summoned the literal cat of Satan to make the cats free again and stuff, but the robot dog saves the day again because he cheats while playing poker with the Satan's cat, so it's a happy end. There's also a lot of pop culture jokes and references in both of the movies, but I could only recognize the Star Wars ones because they are just dead obvious and nothing else.
Csak a lényeget safranek, jó? A sajtrészlegük?
Sajnos, Mr. Teufel, a helyzet. Szóval fél siker.
Nick Grabowski, aka the main character, he was voiced by Shinko Laszlo, and he's a retired mouse agent. Also, it's pretty funny how the movie is about him, but I barely remember any scenes of him. I wonder why. But the point is, he got married to Sino's son. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but I guess it's Sino's son. The mouse I told you about earlier, and has a half Japanese starter in the next movie, so they could squeeze another romantic plot in the last seconds. So yeah, but hey, he's a funny guy and I like him, and also he can do karate, so that's kinda cool of him. Lazy Dick, the police mouse with the bats. He's such a silly guy, you know. He's a silly guy. There's this cutaway gag of him sitting on the plane, and the waitress asks him if he wants something with his pudding, and he says bacon, a lot of bacon, and that's just so fucking funny for no reason. Also, he was voiced by the same guy who voiced Winnie the Pooh, so that's a plus point for me. Oh yeah, and he becomes a vampire mouse at the end. The rats, or also known as Buddy the leader, Billy the dumbass, Cookie the funny lady, and Pissy the lesbian. These guys have the most funniest scenes in the whole movie. I swear, they're just so cool for no reason. Like, there's that one scene in the movie when they're being chased by the police, and while everyone is panicking, Pissy just fucking shoots them, and like, they're not dead, of course, and they just get knocked out and shit. And then later this scene plays.
Hallod őket? Persze, kabócák. Hülye, a rendőröket kérdem.
5 perccel előttem őket.
Jézus Atya Úristen.
Also, I love that little adventure with the car that speaks in the lady voices. Giovanni Gatto, the president of Cat City. I don't know how they stated it, but I think he's the president. I mean, Typhoon is a vice president, so I don't know. Anyway, he barely gets any screen time, but when he does, he's both very funny and just very intimidating and scary, I guess. Like when he has a phone call with Typhel, he talks about how he will place Typhel's cut off hair in his office as a trophy if he fails to catch Growowski, and that scene just scares me every time. It's scary. It's scary. But yeah, he's a solid villain, I like him. Also, speaking of Typhel, Fritz fucking Typhel. This guy. Oh my god. I love him. Like, dude, this guy is the best fucking villain from all of Hungarian fiction. Like, man, he's so creepy, he's threatening, he's cool as fuck, his design is amazing. Like, my man looks like fucking Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid 4. Look at him. Oh yeah, and his voice is amazing too, I already talked about it. But in the English dub, they took away his sexy, charming bad boy William voice. And that just makes me so sad, dude. But yeah, I'm a big fan of him and his assistant, also known as Schaffranek, the assistant of Fritz Typhel. My poor man is a punching bag. He always gets injured by Typhel's robot arm when he does something bad. It's just funny how he gets almost killed for the tiniest mistakes he does. Also, he has a cute little daughter called Kathy, who is friends with a mouse boy called Shamu. They only have like a 2-minute long scene together, but they're just so cute! And also, did you know that the creators made Kathy so the little kids won't think that all cats are evil and bad? Yeah, I heard that in a video. Also, Typhel sleeps with his wife. Maxi Pocak, the Mexican bad guy. Personally, I love him. He's fun. He's so fun. Also, his voice is very silly. I don't have much to say about him because he's not shown too much, but he's great. I love the guy. I love almost every character from this movie. But hey, if they're Russian, well, then I don't really care. When his name is a wordplay of Maxi's stomach because he's fat and he's pretty funny, but not that much. But yeah, it still makes me giggle. There are other characters too, but I'm too lazy to explain who they are in great detail, so I'll just run over them quickly. Professor Fushimishi, I guess. Professor Fushimishi. He made the plans for the robot dog, and I think he's cool. I mean, he's portrayed as kind of dumb, but my man made a fucking huge robotic dog, so I don't know. Zeno-san, I can't pronounce it. Zeno-san, the professor's assistant. She's only here for a love storyline with Grabowski that they barely show anything of, but she's kind of smart. I think she's a clever mouse, and I like her regardless. Buff Poyakov or I don't know, something like that. I don't really know what his purpose is in this movie. I think he's just the president of Intermouse. Also, it tells Grabowski that what he's gonna do and why he's going to Pokemon, so there's that. He can be funny, but in the second movie they just made him fucking have dementia or something, and that's pretty annoying. Edlington, I don't know much about him. I mean, in the second movie he becomes the new president of the town or something like that. But in this movie I think he's just a normal Intermouse agent. I don't know, man. Also, he loves coffee with lots of milk and without sugar. Okay, now I feel like I should be talking about the second movie, but it's a disaster, so I'm gonna cut it short, or at least try to. Anyway, Macskafogó to The Satan's Cat was directed by Ternovsky Béla. Technically, he didn't actually wanted to make the second movie because it's a well-known fact that sequels aren't really good, and which was true in this case. This movie is not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's just not. This movie starts with Stanley, the newspaper writer. I know it's journalist in English, but that just sounds fucking stupid. Going to the jungle and gets captured by these native cats who have enslaved mice with dark skin tones and weird lips. In short, the cats summon the cat of Satan, aka Malak or Moloch, or I don't know what his name is. So yeah, they remove the ribbons off of the cats and they can become evil again. Therefore, Stanley and Thor's on board. Oh yeah, I haven't introduced the guy to y'all yet. Yeah, so Thor's on board is this skank thing that's actually the half-Japanese daughter of Grabowski wearing a fursuit because they just had to force a heterosexual couple in this movie. So Stanley and Thor's on board go get Grabowski, then they release the robot dog to fight Moloch in this like Dragon Ball Z X Pokemon crossover like battle, which goes for about 3 weeks. So Moloch just ends up deciding, okay, listen, we'll play poker. If you win, I'll kill myself. If I win, I kill everyone and then kill myself. Deal? Then the robot dog goes into it because why not, you know? Why not? So somehow the dog has a royal flush, therefore Moloch kills himself. And the mice make the cat sign a peace contract lasting for 99 years, so we won't have a third part in a long while. I think most of us are pretty happy about that, to be honest. Anyway, at the end, Stanley, Thor's on board and Grabowski are having a chat over some tea when randomly Grabowski tells his daughter to take off her stinky skunk fursuit and reveals herself to Stanley, and they just push a short marriage scene in the end because straight people are superior, I guess. Also, you might be wondering why I haven't mentioned the gangsters at all. Well, it's because they don't do anything. Literally, they do shit in this. They don't do anything in this movie. I literally don't remember what they did in the sequel. They're just old in this one. Buddy has graying hair, Billy has a beard. Cookie is fat because if you're an attractive woman, then 20 years later you're gonna become fat. Also, Pissy looks the same, she just dyed her hair. I mean, that's probably not hair dye, but to me it looks like that. And I think she looks pretty cool. Basically, Macskafogó is the best Hungarian animated movie ever made, and the first part is original, it's funny, it's awesome, and it has this funny Hungarian energy or like vibe to it. There's so many jokes and puns in Hungarian, like how Fritz Teifel's name means devil Fritz, and it's also a wordplay of sour cream. The second movie is, well, pretty mediocre, I guess. It got cursed with the bad sequel spell, and it's just a 4 out of 10 for me. The first one is 9 out of 10 though. It's awesome. So yeah, Macskafogó is the peak of fiction. The characters are funny and charming, and most are very memorable. The second part wasn't really that good. It wasn't horrible either, but at least they gave us a fine conclusion, and the story ended up with a happy end. It ended with peace between the cats and the mice. Cookie is fat because if you're an attractive woman, then 20 years later Cookie is fat because if you're an attractive woman, then 20 years it got cursed with the bad sequel squall. It got cursed with the bad sequel squall. Man.